Hello there and welcome. My name is Dakota if you are new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming on back. This is part 2 to building a farmhouse styled tiny home. If you want to go ahead and check out the first part, I will leave the link to that in the description bar below if you want to check that out before this one, obviously. But today we're going to work on the living room area. We're going to pop in maybe a dining table possibly. I also need to find some room to pop in some stairs as well to the second level, which is where the bedroom and the bathroom will be. You'll probably get a sneak peek actually at the bedroom today, and then I'll go ahead and do the bathroom and the outside as well in the backyard in the third part. So hopefully this will just be a nice sweet 3-parter. Here's me going through looking for some stairs to put in. I was trying to think of something that was like farm barn style, so I wanted like open kind of stairs. I don't know what they're called, but the ones where you can kind of see through. I also didn't know if I wanted to stick with the light kind of wood I've been going for, or if I wanted to go ahead and use like maybe like a dark wood to try and change up like the textures and stuff. But you'll see here I picked some like lighter kind of stairs. I also wasn't sure about the railing too because it kept like clipping the window, so I kind of play around for a little bit to look and see if I can find like a railing that'll fit, but I kind of just decided against it just to keep it kind of open and not clipping the window. I don't know why it does that, it really annoys me. This is me just checking it out, making sure that everything looks good, and I realized I hadn't put a door in for the bathroom yet, so I was like, should I just do an archway? I feel like it's only gonna be one sim living here. I like make up a story in my head and I'm like, who would live here? It's gonna be like a little ranch styled sim who just lives by herself. Probably the sim I actually made for this house with her horse. But yeah, so now I'm going to move on to the living room now. I wanted to keep it traditional farmhouse. You'll see a lot of the stuff I use is from Horse Ranch, or also like the cottage living pack as well. They're kind of like the two I flipped the most between to kind of find stuff that would suit the style of this house. I tried to open it up a lot too and try to use a bit of base game stuff so that everyone can download it from the gallery once it's up and ready for you guys to download, which will hopefully be soon. Like I said, we'll keep this nice and sweet with a 3-part series, and then I'll move on because I'm filling this whole lot up. If I hadn't mentioned that already, I'm filling it up with 2 other styled houses, which I haven't revealed just yet, so they'll be coming soon. But yeah, anyway, I am trying to find brown and white kind of matching furniture for here. You'll see like I fiddle a lot. I used to be so familiar with where things were in The Sims, and now I like kind of forget, or I try to filter a lot by color and by pack, or if I can't remember what things are called, I will literally just go straight to like all items and scroll and scroll and scroll. So you'll see that I do a fair bit of scrolling, which I did have to cut out when I edited this video. I've also done this in more of like a speed build style because I'm just kind of trying to figure out like what works the best for me, what I like the best, and obviously what you guys enjoy watching the most as well. I wanted this rug to work so bad. It's one of my favorites in the game, but for some reason I just couldn't find a way to tie it in. I think it was the blue because I have green cabinets in the kitchen. I don't know. I did try and pop in a few different pot plants and lamps and things like that to see if it would like work somehow, but I don't know if it's the color of like the other pieces of furniture or the floorboards. I don't know what it is, but it just wasn't working. So I was like, no, I'm gonna change it. You'll see soon that I do change it to like I think it's like a red, more of a red color. So yeah, and also a good tip, if you like a plant, size it up, or you can hit the 9 key, like the bracket 9 key, and it will raise something up so you're able to like just like slot it on top of a fireplace, on top of a shelf, on top of like a coffee table or a side table that you'll see that I did just before. And then also I did the same thing, raised up a TV to slot it on top of a fireplace as well. This is also a big no-no apparently in like the interior design community. Not a lot of people like putting a TV on top of a fireplace, but hey, there's one sim living here, they're gonna want to watch TV. I also moved the lamp, as you saw, and popped like this cute little side table there. I also turned it to its side to kind of make the most of the smaller space that we're given, because I feel like a side table is a must in a lounge room. Now I'm just looking for a really nice lamp too. I thought this tied everything in together, kind of like that vintage, really warm kind of like, I was trying to keep a lot of the metals in the house like either copper or gold, super warm, especially when it came to like the sinks, lamps, things like that. The windows and doors in this place, look, I'm working on that as well. I'm terrible at finding matching doors and windows, but we're getting there. Now with the cluttering of this place, again, I wanted to make it seem lived in, but obviously not overly messy, because again, one sim, maybe down the track a child, and that's when you could go ahead and like edit this, or if someone else moves in, or if you want to move a whole family in here, obviously change whatever you want once you download it. I went and popped like a little plant above the fireplace again to bring the greenery in. You will see in a lot of my builds, I love plants. I only just recently got into landscaping, like actually using terrain paint to make the bottom of plants brown to make it look more realistic. It's crazy how much The Sims, like in The Sims, you can do with building. I don't know why architects don't use this stuff to build houses. There's probably a really logical reason why they don't, but I feel like this really makes me want to be an interior designer. I would hate the responsibility of having to look after someone's house and like bring their vision to life, but I'm confident that I could do mine. So I've cluttered up the coffee table a bit more, just popping like the little mug and book set, which I absolutely love. Again, some more flowers, things like that they could have just like picked from their own garden. Those details, like those tiny details, matter the most to me, especially when cluttering and building a Sims house. I was umming and ahhing what to do with this backspace here, and in the end, I just ended up deciding to do like a small kind of office area. Nothing too fancy. Obviously, I had to leave a bit of room for that back door to the left, but I just wanted to do something that was super stripped back, keep going with that kind of farm, country, cottage kind of vibes. You'll see, I put a modern computer and I was like, no, I need like a typewriter, something that's giving writing letters to my loved one who's just gone to war. You know what I mean? I'm Delulu. Okay, I make up things in my head. I make a whole damn story for my Sims because I feel like it brings an element to building that you can see like a Sim moving in here, like what type of Sim would live here. So I can obviously imagine what type of Sim would live here, and I'm sure you can imagine a type of Sim that would live here. Again, going in with the clutter, putting heaps of stuff on the stairs. Not too much, obviously, but I just wanted to, add a clock on the wall, something to tie in that gold copper Kyla that I've been using throughout the build. I also wanted to add that little oil lamp to the left of the computer as well, a bunch of flowers. I also kind of wanted like a little picture or something also, and then you'll see I also added like a little sticky notes and pen. This rug too, I wasn't sure about. I thought it was kind of weird having like two rugs so close to each other, but in the end I was like, if I do a round one, I feel like the two different shapes kind of make it okay. Then was the fun part. I love picking out art for a build. I feel like there are so many pieces that I always miss, so it's fun when I get to actually like slow down, have a look at some pieces. I wanted to, again, bring that like Wild West country vibe back to it, so I tried to find some like landscape pieces of, I guess, you know how like Strangerville looks? I like the look of that town, so I wanted to bring that kind of vibe here. Again, adding more photos. I think there's also like some farm kind of medals that you can win for like horse riding, things like that. So I went and popped that in to add like to this collage that's already kind of pre-made for you. That was kind of it for the living room. I did delete the overhead lights. I didn't want to put too many light fixtures in this room, especially with the natural light that's coming in from the back door behind like the couch and stuff like that. So for now, I kind of just left the lamp as the primary light source, and then went ahead and moved on to this entryway. So again, I wanted this really lived in. I love this like everyday clutter. The everyday clutter pack is one of my favorite. Like the clutter packs are so good. Again, you can probably just download custom content if you don't want to spend the money, but it's just a lot of effort. So some of the stuff that comes in these clutter packs are really fun, like the little like letter and key holder to put right next to the door. I also wanted to do like a hallway table where you would just like chuck your keys in a bowl, where you would sit letters that you received, just like random little things as you walk in, maybe some shoes. This is how that hallway table is looking now once there's a bit more clutter on there, a bit more of like household items, a candle, things like that. I also love this little old school phone too. I put it almost in all of my builds, especially in like kids and teenagers rooms. I feel like it's so fun. Next, I'm trying to pick out some light fixtures for this hallway. I wanted, again, keeping that like copper metal vibe going. And adding some more art. I love these like old-timey black and white wooden frame pictures. I feel like they add so much detail to a build. Then just finishing up the corner with the nice little plant. Now for this space under the stairs, you'll see I actually built a chess table under here. Ignore that. I originally was going to put this in here and then have a dining table outside, which I did end up having a dining table outside, but I just wanted a dining table inside as well as the bar area to eat. I felt like it made it a bit more formal. So ignore this. I do keep obviously all the clutter that I put under the stairs, like the clothes rack and the cute little cart with the flowers in it. But yeah, ignore the chest table. You'll see at the end of the video when I show you the downstairs area finished and the upstairs area finished that there's now a dining table there. So just enjoy me building, I guess. You'll also see here I find some decorations that were perfect for the entryway that I was looking for prior. I do this a lot when I build, so you might get motion sick. I find things that are perfect for other rooms all of the time. You'll also sometimes see just like random pieces of furniture sitting by itself in a room. Don't worry, I'm going back for it. It's just if I don't put it down then, I'll completely forget about it or I'll spend forever looking for it, okay? It's the ADHD. I have no other explanation. Again, bringing in some more greenery, I put that little garden cart there with the plants and tulips in it. Now for the upstairs area, this I really wanted to make really funky. I've always wanted to use this carpet, so I was like, I'm going to find a way to use it because that's what this is all about. It's about challenging myself to try new things. So I was like, surely I can build a bedroom around this color. Again, keeping those warm tones going. So a bed, it took me a while to pick out a bed. Trust me, I did not like this bed at the start, but I was like, I feel like it'll grow on me. It will, and I promise it'll grow on you too. Okay, so just stay with me here. Going in with some more wooden furniture with this wooden vanity and also the wooden bedside tables. I wasn't sure if I should also add a wardrobe, but I thought this was like a perfect balance between the two. Again, it's a smaller room, so I wanted to keep a lot of like the bigger furniture to a minimal. Again, using those hanging lights and a mirror and a plant as well to tie it all together, as well as another lamp in the corner. Then on these bedside tables, keeping it super minimal, just a few things to bring a bit more personality to the room, a bit more of that lived-in effect. I love this little nightlight too, and again, cluttering up this vanity with a bunch of makeup, stuff like that. I imagine a female sim probably living here from the carpet and all of the like the color scheme downstairs, especially in the kitchen. Adding a mug or like an open book on a bed is something I always add to a build, and I encourage a lot of people to do the same. I feel like it's impractical, obviously, sleeping with an open book on your bed, but when you see it in the build, I'm like, that is so cute, like such a nice fun detail to give a room that lived-in feel. And then on the left-hand side, I was kind of just trying to fill up the void of this corner. I was like, what can I put here? A built-in bookshelf looked great, especially like with the sunflowers up the top, again, sizing those down with a candle and also the little orange plant in the corner. I loved it, brought that warmness back into the room again. And you already know I had to obviously add the cow plant skull above the bed here, bringing in that Wild West vibe again, and the little wooden wheel with the flowers I thought was a nice little touch to tie the whole room together. So this is the finished product, very different from my normal builds, but I really, really love it. Now this is the downstairs area. As I said, the new dining table on the left-hand side there. This farmhouse tiny home is looking great. I'm so happy that this is how we're starting off our series. So if you want to see part 1, go ahead and watch that. If you want to stick around for part 3, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!